With housing becoming less and less affordable for people who live in Ontario, more people are being forced to rely on subsidized housing. If you're living in subsidized housing or trying to obtain such housing, it's unlikely that your budget will include room for expensive legal advice from lawyers. That's why I want to dive into this topic today and hopefully provide some helpful free information about this subject. In Ontario, the province offers several types of subsidized housing to assist those with limited incomes. This is called rent-geared to income housing, or RGI housing for short. This program is a significant pillar of Ontario's affordable housing landscape. RGI housing operates under a straightforward principle. The rent you pay is directly linked to your household income. This income-based model ensures that RGI housing remains accessible exclusively to households with lower incomes. These housing programs are managed by service managers, typically cities, counties, districts, or regions responsible for subsidized housing within their jurisdictions. For instance, the City of Ottawa serves as the service manager for all subsidized housing in Ottawa. The service manager plays a pivotal role in overseeing and funding all subsidized housing within their jurisdiction, partnering with housing corporations, private landlords, nonprofits, and cooperatives that own RGI housing. These housing providers are entrusted with maintaining and managing the buildings they own. However, gaining access to RGI housing is not an immediate process. Interested individuals must apply, and due to high demand, waiting periods can extend for months or even years. Rent-geared to income housing typically sets rents at approximately 30% of the tenant's household income each month. If your primary source of income is from programs such as Ontario Works, or OW for short, or the Ontario Disability Support Program, or ODSP for short, then government charts are employed to calculate your rent based on factors like household size and non-government income. Additionally, certain utilities may not be included in your RGI housing, such as electricity, which you may need to pay separately, slightly reducing your rent. The type of RGI housing available can vary depending on your location in Ontario. You might find options like city-owned apartments, privately owned townhouses, or single-family homes operated by nonprofit organizations. However, it's essential to note that you can only apply for buildings with units that match your household size or specific medical needs, in compliance with the service manager's rules. These rules ensure a fair allocation of housing resources. For example, some regions have restrictions on the size of rental units, even down to specifying that a married couple without children can occupy, at most, a one-bedroom unit. In addition to general RGI housing, some communities offer specialized housing designed for specific groups or those with particular needs. Examples include housing for seniors, French-speaking individuals, survivors of domestic violence, or supportive housing for people with disabilities. Applying for specialized housing is advisable if you genuinely belong to the specific group or have the documented need. To secure a place in rent-geared to income housing, you must meet specific eligibility criteria. These criteria can vary depending on your location in Ontario, so it's crucial to contact your local service manager to learn more about the application process and rules specific to your area. Some common eligibility requirements include Canadian citizenship, permanent residency, refugee status, or an active application for permanent residency or refugee status. At least one applicant must be 16 years or older and capable of living independently, with or without external support. Criminal convictions related to RGI housing in the last 2 years, removal orders, or outstanding rent or damage payments from previous RGI housing tenancies can disqualify applicants. However, exceptions might apply if you are actively complying with a payment plan or making reasonable efforts to establish one. To apply for RGI housing, you'll need to complete an application form. Most communities offer a single application form that covers all RGI housing within your area, simplifying the process. However, specialized RGI housing may require separate applications. Be prepared to provide identification documents, such as a permanent resident card or Canadian birth certificate, to confirm your eligibility to live in Canada permanently. Additionally, you'll need a notice of assessment. This is a tax document issued by the Canada Revenue Agency, and it demonstrates your income status. In situations where you cannot provide the necessary documents, contact your local service manager. Some regions accept applications without documents under specific circumstances, like homelessness or situations where obtaining the required paperwork poses risks. Once your service manager confirms the completeness of your application, you'll be placed on a housing waitlist. Be prepared for potentially lengthy wait times, as the average duration on an RGI waitlist in Ontario ranges from 2 to 9 years, depending on factors like housing type and location. While on the waitlist, it's essential to promptly notify your service manager of any life changes to maintain your eligibility eligibility and housing preference. This includes updates to your contact information, income changes, alterations in your legal status in Canada, or modifications to your housing preferences. To ensure a smooth application process, contact your local service manager if you encounter any difficulties with the RGI housing application form. Additionally, if you face challenges like removal from the waitlist or disputes regarding eligibility or eviction from RGI housing, consider seeking legal assistance. Low-income individuals can access free legal help through their local community legal clinic. If you found this content interesting, then don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm Ryan Keeney, and thanks for watching.